Want to join me on a 90-day journey as I create the venture map? In this video, I'm going to show you how to start off with a blank canvas and turn it into an amazing plan for your venture. Hey, my name is Logan Skis, and if you're like me, then you've been thinking about starting up something new, but don't know where to begin. Well, today's your lucky day because I'm going to show you how easy it is to make a simple yet effective venture map. My goal is to map out ideas and thoughts in order to better articulate them. I'll share what I think, how it relates to me, and what might happen next. So let's go ahead and dive into our blank map. Let's imagine you want to start a new project. You got the entrepreneurial bug and you're ready to go, but the question you've run into is, where do I begin? Perhaps you turned to the great thinkers in the entrepreneurial domain. Certainly, Eric Ries is one of the founding fathers of the current era of startups, if not a previous era. The lean startup was a foundational piece that helped capture the changing of tides. So maybe you've seen the lean startup, design thinking, agile engineering, and if you haven't, and this is the first time you're seeing these things, you may be thinking, all right, I've got some learning to do, but there's more. Maybe you've heard about business model canvases or value proposition canvases or experimentation sequences or how you can evolve your business model over time. Then there's also the lean canvas. That's an adaptation of the business model canvas. And you go a little further into that and you realize none other than Steve Blank, who's also a founding father of the entrepreneurial lean startup space, has the customer development process. And you start going through these things and recognize you're also going to need to conduct market analysis, have financials, but you're probably going to want some way to talk about your business. So one of the best in class ways to do that is with a story. So leveraging something like the story brand script framework is wise, but that doesn't really take you to the market. So you're going to need some sort of one-page marketing plan. You're going to need a sales funnel with a series of landing pages and follow-up sequences. You're going to need to monitor the performance of all of that. You're also going to have to catalog your customer data into a CRM and have process manuals developed if you want to have some clearly defined, repeatable, scalable process. Then you're going to want to have some concept of what the delivery structure looks like for your product, for your service. So you'll have some methodology of what that customer experience looks like before purchase and after. Then there's also the considerations of your purpose, your team culture, why you're doing what you're doing, the spirit of your mission. This can be overwhelming to say the least. If you watch me defining some of these pieces, this may feel overwhelming to look at these, much less go through them all and apply them. The good news for you is that I have spent many years going through this information, and I'm here to share my understanding in a simple, straightforward way we call the venture map. So I'm going to take you on a journey of building a venture map from scratch. But before we get there, I'll share a little bit about my origin story. So this is myself and the commander from Florida Army National Guard base called Camp Blanding. We're looking at a holographic terrain model here. I love starting off with this image because that's the way I view the venture map is a terrain model for business. Helps provide a commander's overview for the strategic plan, business objectives, and operations in an organization. So I served 4 years in the Marine Corps Infantry. I was a saw gunner and a rifleman, and we used different terrain models. I like to bring this one in for contrast. We don't necessarily have all high-tech versions. There's a lot of low-tech, low-fidelity versions. A lot of it looked like rocks, mud, and strings. And that's important because our work to begin is going to be low fidelity, and that's all right. So after the Marine Corps, I had a privilege of transitioning into the fitness industry where I served as a personal trainer with private clients for many years. And that journey led me into different opportunities, working in a investor-backed gym startup, speaking at the Float Conference out in Portland, and getting awarded the Young Entrepreneur Medal from the governor of Florida, going through the Veteran Entrepreneur Boot Camp, went through the National Science Foundation's Innovation Core program and Florida Atlantic University's Tech Runway, which is a startup accelerator program. Having the opportunity to work in the private sector as an entrepreneur across. It's taught me a lot about how to start a company from scratch. So our terrain model is going to be built on Miro, and it's a virtual whiteboarding platform. The next 90 days, I'm going to use as documenting my journey. So here's a low fidelity timeline. We're going to answer some things like where to begin, what our internal drivers are as entrepreneurs, founders, business owners, and how to flesh out a personality map. From there, we'll look at expanding from the individual level into the team level. What does the team culture looks like? We'll define our organizational values with guiding principles, our business model, our marketing approach, sales, our fulfillment process and customer experience, product development approach, and how we're going to be validating all of that through testing sequences. So join me on my VentureMap journey as I explore how you can create your own. Sign up by clicking the link in the description and don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss an update. And I'll see you in the next video.